Hey guys, it's Aaron. I want to take a look at the 3D warehouse today. I know several people are familiar with the 3D warehouse. Most of you guys have probably been there at some point or another, but I just wanted to walk through how it's laid out, how your account works into it, and how to get the best from the options in there to search for a model. So let's take a look at the 3D warehouse. Okay, so here I have the 3D warehouse open in a browser. The 3D warehouse can be viewed, of course, from inside SketchUp. I generally like to browse from the browser because I get a bigger screen and I have a little more option. I can open multiple tabs and look at different files side by side. So while it can be accessed from right inside SketchUp, you might get a little bit more out of it by looking at it in the browser. Your call though. A lot of the functionality is the same regardless of where I look at it from. So the basic front page is going to have some different collections here, featured models, featured commercial models, the companies that actually have content up here, that sort of thing, some links to try SketchUp, that sort of thing. The front page is nice, and it's always fun to come in here and look and see what kind of cool models have been uploaded and what the most recent content is. But let's talk about actually how do we get the most from using it. So first I want to talk about my own content, me as a user, not me personally, but how you would look at it. So I have two buttons in the upper right corner. If I'm not already logged in, this icon right here will bring me to a login page where I can log in with my Trimble ID. So whatever email you have connected to your Trimble ID, that login and password are what you're going to need to use to log into 3D Warehouse. To get anything out of 3D Warehouse, you do have to be logged in. Once you're logged in, this allows you to view your profile information. So I go in and change my username or put an icon up there. I can also review my public page. So what does it look like when somebody else clicks on my name and goes to my page? My content is a list of all the things I've uploaded. This can be different from my public page because my content may include things like private items. Then finally, I have my 3D warehouse settings, my contact information, how I want to be notified, when I want to be notified, that sort of information. So all the information about how I interact and how I'm seen on 3D warehouse is available right here. To the left of that is the upload icon. Let's go ahead and upload a quick file. I'm going to go ahead and grab this file right here. I'm just going to drop it right on the UI. You can browse. You can see there's a browse button here, or if you have it, you can just drop it right on there. And when I drop a file in there, it's going to upload it. It's going to tell me the name of the SKP file, but I can, separate from that, specify a title. It doesn't have to match the SKP file. I can call it whatever I want. I can also give it a description up to 1,000 characters. I have a couple options at the bottom. One is to mark it as a private model. A private model will show up in my collection to me, but will not show up on my public page or in searches. Disable comments is also available down here. If you're just sharing a file and you don't want to hear back or hear information about what people think of it, you can disable contents. The most important piece, I would say, for all of this, though, these are required. The title is required. You do have to put that in there. But more important is this category. So if you click on category, if I'm gonna come all the way up here to the top level, I have these top level categories that I can pick from. So this is going to help 3D Warehouse put this in the right spot so it's able to be found by the right people. So this is architecture, and then this is falling water. So I may actually want to come in here and call it, let's see, maybe a weird and wonderful, or houses, or landmarks. That's really up to me. I can put that wherever I want, but I want to put it the place that I think it'll be most helpful to the people browsing 3D Warehouse. Once I put all that in there, I can go ahead and upload. I'm not going to upload. I've actually already uploaded that file. I'm just going to come back out here and we're going to talk about finding models. So we've already looked at, here's the stuff on the front page. This is good stuff. This is great files I can look at, but these 10, 12 files, whatever, that are highlighted may not be what I'm actually looking for. That's, of course, where Browse comes along. So in here, I can come in and search for a specific model. So if there's a specific exact thing I'm looking for or a general topic, I can type that in here and it will bring me up a list of what I have in there. The other thing you want to look at is categories. Remember I was talking about categories when I upload. Categories for download are just as important. So if I come to all categories, I can choose top level, what am I looking for? So let's say I'm going to look for furniture. I want to find a sofa or something like that. I'm going to click on furniture. It's going to update my UI to show me everything that's in the furniture category. Now, there's a lot of things on 3D Warehouse marked as furniture. It only tells you when you hit 1,000. So there's over 1,000. I'm sure there's tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pieces of furniture. Another thing I can look at here over on the left, this is the good stuff. This is the sweet stuff right here. These search options over here on the left are going to make it the easiest to find exactly what I'm looking for, or give me the best shot of a collection of materials that I'm interested in. So over here I have furniture, that's what I'm looking at now, but I can also choose a subcategory. So I'm looking for a couch, so I'm going to choose residential, and then that's going to update to what I want there. So I still have over 1,000, but it stripped out everything that was marked as business, institutional, or outdoor furniture, so I should only be looking at indoor furniture now. I can continue to narrow this depending on how I want to do it. So I can always come in here and I could type in a term. So if I typed in couch, it's going to show me all of the pieces that are inside the furniture residential that have the name couch in it, somewhere in the description or in the title. I can continue to narrow this by either choosing a file size. So if I know I want to keep this real small and tight, I can drag this right dot down. Or if I'm looking for something fairly detailed, I could drag this left dot over to get a higher quality, a bigger file. Same with polygons. So a lot of times file size is nice, but that's not always the best solution for a file I'm going to put into a file I'm working on. Polygons maybe makes a little more sense. So this is where you'd say, well, I want to keep this under 1,000. Or I want to keep this under 200. It's a super small thing. It's not a big piece of what I'm trying to input, so I can drag it way down and see those super light models. I have additional options down here under advanced where I can choose a dynamic component, if it's geolocated, if I remember the exact title. This is going to search title only, author, or if I have an idea of when it was created or modified. So if you have that specific data and you're looking for it, you just have to scroll to the bottom and look under advanced. One last thing in here, there is still more sorting going on because I have the option here of choosing models to show me everything, or collections. Collections are just groups, basically like folders full of models. So these have been created by 3D Warehouse users and are collections that meet this criteria. They're furniture, residential, and they have the term couch in them. The other two options are products and catalogs. Products are specific models that are uploaded by manufacturers. So these are actual people who have made these items for use in your model. Catalogs are basically the product equivalent of collections. So catalogs are collections of products. So these are from specific manufacturers, and these are their couches in the furniture residential folder. So there you go. That's a high-level overview of the user interface using 3D Warehouse. So using those tips, you should be able to find what you need in 3D Warehouse. We hear it a lot of times. There's so much stuff on 3D Warehouse, it's hard to find exactly what you want. If all you do is go in and type in the name, a single word into that top toolbar, yeah, you probably won't find exactly what you're looking for. But if you take advantage of all those other filter options that we just walked through, you should be able to find a model that suits your needs. Did you like that? If so, click like down below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. We make a lot of videos around here, and you'll be notified of them if you're a subscriber. Most importantly though, please leave a comment down below. Most, if not all of our comment is driven by the comments we hear from viewers like you. We like making these videos a lot, but we like them even more when they're showing something you want to see. Thank you.